Good morning, Bulldogs. Welcome back. We have just finished the first 6 weeks, 5.5, but we are finished with that. We are moving on to the second 6 weeks, and we've got a lot going on the 6 weeks, so be ready to hit the ground running here. For the first part of the 6 weeks, we are going to be starting fiction. And doing fiction, we've got a lot to take care of with that. First, we need to make sure that we know the difference between fiction and nonfiction. So remember, fiction is fake. That's probably the easiest way, just fiction, fake, okay? So we're gonna be reading some fiction for the next couple of weeks. We're gonna start our story on Wednesday, I think. But we also have some fiction notes. I think I might have mentioned that to my online learners last week, so that if you are permanently at home, that's great. The notes are going to be online for you. If you're only home for a couple of weeks, either you're out sick or you're on quarantine or what have you, whatever your reason is, you will have your notes when you come back. But if you do not want to have to come in before school or come in during flex period or anything like that to complete your notes, if I were you, I would call a friend of mine that has class with me and see, would they be nice enough to write down some notes for you? They are fill-in-the-blank notes. I think I've shown you guys. They're going to look like this. Hang on. Like, just fill in the blanks. But I would pick a friend that has legible handwriting, just an idea. But we're going to start on those notes tomorrow. So you don't see them yet, that's okay. I just want to touch base and let you know we are doing fiction. So because we are going to be reading fiction, we also need to be able to write fiction, being in 7th grade. So I know we started a kernel essay a couple of weeks ago, and we will come back to that once more of my temporary online kids come back, because I still have your rough drafts, I still have your structures in your binder in the classroom. And I do not want you guys to have to start from scratch. That's not fair. You didn't choose to stay home, okay? So we're gonna come back to those kernel essays at a later date, and we're gonna start from scratch for a new story. And this way, if you're at home, you're doing it on the computer. And then if you come back to school before this is actually going to be due, you still have it on your computer. And for those of you that are going to be home for the foreseeable future, it's on your computer anyway. You're good. Nothing's here. Okay. So what we're going to do is today you are going to identify what type of story you're going to write. It's obviously going to be fiction. You're going to identify the parts of the story, the characters, the problem, the climax, and the setting. And then you are going to fill out a plot map, a story map for that information. So how do I want you to just come up with a character? I don't. We are actually going to roll a story. And you might have used this in previous years. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, it is super easy and fun because it lets you kind of lose control of what you're going to write about. So you can kind of see how fun and creative you can make it. This is supposed to be a funny story. I do not want you guys to stress about it. And I'll show you more about what I mean in just one second. Let me just share my screen with you. So, hold on. This is not the right one. A column. Okay. So this is going to be your roll of story. And for you guys, you're going to have 4 rolls. That's just a pair of dice, maybe from Monopoly or something. You're going to roll a die. The first roll, that is where you're going to pick who your protagonist is. Well, gee, Miss Ellis, I don't remember what a protagonist is. That's your hero. It's your pro of the story, the hero, the good guy, the main character. So I've given you 6 because there's 6 numbers on a die. If you roll a number 1, your hero is going to be a monster. If you roll a number 2, a witch. A 3, superhero, any superhero. If you want to invent one, great. If you want to use one of Marvel's superheroes, Captain America, that's fine. Make sure you name them though, okay? The second roll is going to be about the setting. Now remember, setting has time and place as setting. So your second roll is just for the time, okay? Just when is the story supposed to take place? So you've got everything from midnight, a thunderstorm, at sunset. So just kind of follow it along, okay? And the third roll is going to be where your story takes place. So a haunted house, a graveyard, dark woods. Okay. And your last roll is going to identify your climax, your problem. What problem does my main guy face? So I've got ate too much candy. He got lost. He saw a ghost. Okay. So for example, if I roll all ones, that's all I roll is 1, 1, 1, 1. I have a monster who ate too much candy at a haunted house at midnight. Now you're going to fill in the blanks with details and descriptions. You might want to add some more characters, but that is your choice. But those are the 4 that you're going to have to write about. And I have a story map that is going to be on Canvas for you. It's just not up there yet. So it looks like this. Okay. Now over here, you will see you've got setting. So here I would put haunted house at midnight. Protagonist. Who was my protagonist? A monster. Your antagonist. Well, I didn't tell you that. So you're going to have to come up with that on your own. Okay. And you may not have a bad guy. And that's okay, because some stories only have your good guy. Your main character is just the good guy. There's not really a problem with somebody else. Okay. And then what theme or message do you have? You may not have that yet. You may have to develop that as you write your story. Okay. So then on your story map here, you can fill in a lot of this story. Your exposition, that's your introduction of characters and setting. Well, I gave you your setting right here. And I gave you your time, and I even gave you your where. Your climax, which is up here, is your problem, which is in that column there. Okay, so today your assignment is going to be to finish this page. Finish filling it out. That's it. I don't need complete sentences. The story map is just a rough sketch, so those do not need to be complete sentences. I'm not looking for a typed out essay or story. I'm just looking for a backbone, just a sketch of what your story is going to be about. Okay. So when you are finished with this, you're going to upload this to Canvas. And it's probably going to be a Google Doc. So you might have to insert a text box. And if you're not sure how to do that, send me an email, give me a call, and we can walk through that. Okay. But your job is going to be to fill in the rest of these boxes. Now, it may not take me 3 main steps. Let me show you what I'm talking about. It may not take me 3 main steps to get from midnight in a haunted house to eating too much candy. Is that okay? Absolutely. You may be able to get there with just 1 or 2 events. That's okay. This is just 3 just to guide you. If you need more than 3, cut it down to the important events. I'm not going to look for chunky paragraphs on every little thing your character does. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. And then your following action. What happens after I ate all that candy? How did I get to the end of the story? Okay, so remember, this is supposed to be fun, and it's going to be a funny story. So if you don't get the character you want on your first roll, that's okay. Just make the most of it. Give me something funny. Okay. I mean, it's been a long 6 weeks trying to get used to these online some days, on campus next, back online. We all need something fun. We all need to have a good chuckle. Okay. So if you have any questions about how to complete this, or specifically how to get this filled out and submitted, send me an email, give me a quick call. And remember, if you want a friend to help you fill out your notes while you're at home, that's fine too. All they're doing is, I've got people saying, hey, I'm doing notes for my friend, and I'll give them an extra copy, okay? And then tomorrow we are going to be digging into the notes, and then this week we are actually going to start a new story. I'm going to leave you in suspense to see what story that will be. So have a great day and happy rolling. Bye.